Alrighty, folks, coming at you guys today. Are you happy with that amount of attention? Are you okay with that? You like everybody seeing you in the intro? Okay. Go behave. She's not going to behave. She needs more attention than that. Alrighty, folks, let's hop right into it here. Coming at you guys today with an updated tier list for version 1.5.7. This video was supposed to be recorded sooner, but got a little sidetracked. Let's get right into it. This is the previous tier list that I had from version 1.5. You can check that video out if you want to see where I originally placed all these heroes. Keep in mind that there has been a balanced patch since then, which is why we're doing this version 1.5.7 update. Just got to see the 1.6 dev reveal stream, which is pretty exciting. Go check that out. I'll link in the description below. It should be up on YouTube by now, but we all watched it on Twitch live. Very exciting stuff coming. New hero augmentations, which is just absolutely crazy. It's going to blow this entire tier list and meta out of the water. So enjoy these last week-ish, I guess, of while playing on 1.5.7 before we get a totally new meta. I mean, the entire meta is going to be completely shaken up. So look for those 1.6 patch notes. I'll do a video on them when they come out. Let's get right into this. I've got all my changes that I want to make written down here. This was my 1.5 tier list that we've got pulled up. Keep in mind that I know that this is opinion based, but I have spent a lot of time pouring through these numbers on Omeda City heroes, looking at different win rate and pick rate statistics, trying to come up with a good balance for you guys. You can look at all ranks, you can look at unranked, you can look at the high ranks here. I will also link Omeda City heroes down below so you can check out all those statistics, because you can argue with me and my opinions and you can hold different opinions, but it's really going to be hard to argue with the numbers because they're not going to argue back. Let's get right into it. We'll go top to bottom here. Try to keep this one short and sweet for you guys because I know that we've only got a little bit of time left to play on this patch, but wanted to get a nice final updated version out to you guys prior to the massive shakeup that's going to happen in 1.6. So let's get right into it. I'm not going to talk about every hero like I did in the version 1.5 tier list when we put this together. We're just going to talk about our changes since we have got a lot of time played on this patch now. So starting off the tiers, the same as before. S tier, top picks, top bans, OP heroes. A tier, strongest at their role. This is the 2 or 3 heroes at each role that really stand out, getting played the most and winning the most games. B tier, usually good value. This is going to be a more full tier. I think version 1.5.7 really tightened the meta down and brought a lot of people into this mid-range. Less standouts at the top and bottom. C tier, counter picks, boomer bust. You know, it is what it is. Some of these are one-trick heroes. If you're incredibly good with them, you can win games with them for sure. But a lot of times it's boomer bust. You see heroes down here like Wraith that people will complain about. Wraith's insane, Wraith's insane. Bro's got the lowest win rate in every rank below Diamond, so what are you going to do, right? I mean, he is insane. I get it. If he's in good hands, he's going to win your games. He's a top ban at the Paragon level, but when you've got like a 40% win rate, how am I supposed to place you higher on the tier list? I get it. I get it. D tier, low expectations. Again, one tricks. You can be really good with these, but I hold low expectations when I see them picked on my team. Let's get right into our changes here. First off, we're going to go top to bottom. Kira. I think Kira in S tier is really kind of unfair now. She did receive those nerfs in 1.5.7. I think she's just kind of a balanced. I think even before 1.5.7, I think all of the carries were the tightest balanced role with just a couple standouts. Now, I think it's even more balanced. I think low A tier is probably where she's going to fall for me. Still a borderline top 3 or 4 carry, but just not like an automatic must pick every single time now. If you enjoy her, she's still in a really good spot. Wukong as well got a series of nerfs across his entire kit in 1.5.7. I think he's also stepped down into this lower A tier, like nearly the bottom of A tier, I think, for me. Strongest at his role may be a stretch in a lot of situations because you do have to be very good with him, but he's got an incredibly powerful kit if you can pull it off, and can play solo lane and jungle pretty well. So I would still say a top 5-ish jungler, and so jungler maybe, solo laner maybe not, but he's up there. He's still a very strong hero overall. And that's all that we're going to drop out of S tier. I think Greystone is still the most broken hero in the game fundamentally. Countess still has an incredibly strong kit and can be hard to deal with. And Steel is just going to get value every single game. Let's take a look at the A tier. Heroes that we want to slide up in the tier first. So I don't think we're really moving any of these into S tier. I think we're definitely sliding Quang up, right? Like Quang has really seemed to step into a role where I don't see a lot of bad Quang players anymore, or if they are not great Quang players, they still get great value on them. I think Quang is one of the strongest solo laners, I think surpassing Aurora in the majority of situations. The tether is very strong, and I do expect him to continue to be strong following 1.6. We'll put him pretty close to the top of A tier for now. We'll check out the tiers and rearrange them if we need to at the end. I think another one that needs to be slid up here is Morn. Morn is still incredibly strong, one of the top support win rates and pick rates right now. The nerfs, they weren't really nerfs, it was kind of a give and take patch. Didn't hurt him at all. Still a consistently good support. I like playing him solo lane as well, where he can pretty much win most solo lane matchups, albeit without much kill potential. He also will have great clear and be able to hold up in lane, so gotta be a high A tier for me. As far as ones we want to definitely shift down, I've got Belica. Belica, I think, still is one of the strongest mid laners, but right now her win rate is not supporting that. I think we want to actually slide her towards the top of B rather than A. She is very strong, but you've got to be able to hit those knockups. She's weak early, which can make it hard for her against a lot of other mid laners, because you've got to spend multiple abilities to clear wave. The drone's not going to clear wave for you. So it's a tough boxing match. Early game, her into a Gideon, her into a Faye, for sure, but a very solid mid laner and a very good support still. Just a low win rate for some. I can't leave her up there. Her win rate's really low in a lot of ranks for some reason. Zinx as well. I think Zinx is one of the better supports for sure. Very unique with the revive, but again, a very low win rate at a lot of ranks. I'm focusing mainly on my opinions around gold and silver and plat, where a lot of the upper end of the I mean, gold or silver to plat is like the middle, like 70%, 80% of the player base right now. So you got to keep that in mind that, yes, I know some of you guys watching this video are insanely high rank and you consistently play in Diamond and Paragon lobbies or whatever, and some of you are in Bronze, in which case this tier list will still be pretty applicable to you. But at those ranks, if you go look at win rates, I promise you'll be surprised by some stuff. Zinx having a very poor win rate in a lot of those mid-tier ranks, so she's got to move down for me. Decker as well. I don't know what's up with these range supports. I still think Decker is a very elite support. Tank supports are obviously being picked more right now. You've got Narbash with a much higher win rate. You've got Rick, Morn having some really high win rates. Steel, a consistently good option at support. The range supports still bring a lot to the table, but just poor win rates to back it. I don't know what's the deal with that. It's just part of the 1.5.7 meta. I'm sure that will get changed up in 1.6, but we're going to stack them right here at the top of B tier right now, because I think they're like really borderline. You could definitely make an argument for keeping them in A tier, but their win rates are too low, man. We're talking about bottom 10 win rates, bottom 15 hero win rates across these heroes at most medium-sized, medium-tier ranks, so it is what it is. Another one we want to move down is actually Boris. I want to keep him in A tier, though. I think he is a solid jungler. I think right around the caliber of Wukong and Grux potentially. It just seems like he does not compete on the level of Chimera, with Chimeras consistently having ridiculous healing, consistently having a really high win rate at almost every rank. Good build options, whether you need damage or tank on your team, Chimera can provide it. He's a borderline S tier. I probably could move him into S tier because his win rate does support that, but it's borderline. I think I like him at the very top of A, because I don't think he's necessarily overpowered. If you build anti-heal into him, you can deal with him, but because he can't get out of fights very easily without his blink. So borderline A. That's the only thing that keeps him here, is his lack of escape. Another one, I think we want to move Gideon down. Gideon is solid, but has a poor win rate right now. Not on the level of Faye in general. I think we may slide him down as well as Faye, though. I think Faye is still very good. She's still my favorite mid laner. Yeah, I think that's kind of fair right now. I may even move Aurora behind Morn just because Morn is such a presence and support right now. What else do we got here? I mean, Murdoch. Murdoch, where do we put Murdoch? I mean, he's really fallen off. With the ult being harder to hit, the attacks coming out slower. I'm kind of tempted to put him top of B, but I think we'll just slide him to the very bottom of A. He is still one of the stronger supports, or I mean, stronger carries. I mean, right, still like a top 4 pretty much all the time, but not. I don't know. It's very close. I think actually him and Kira are probably really close to each other like that. And then finally on A tier, I think we want to slide down Aurora. We already slid her behind Morn here. I don't want to slide her too much further down. I think she is still very solid. She still does demand the other team play around her, but really only optimal in solo. Jungle, somewhat viable depending on your comp. I've had some rough Aurora jungle games recently. Very usable in support, again, very comp dependent. You've kind of got to be decent with Aurora to get the most out of her ice wall, but still a very solid solo laner, very safe, good mobility, good CC to force the other team to play around you. So I think we like her right there. I like Richter up here. Richter still can win games with one pull. Grux has to be at the bottom of A tier because of how gross it is to even have the mentality or the desire to play Grux. Performance-wise, he's definitely much higher in A tier, but he has fallen off a good bit, so I think we like him down here. B tier getting a little bit more stacked. But like I said, I think B tier is going to be our most full tier now that the game balance has really tightened down some. So that's all I've got for moving heroes up and down from A tier. Let's take a look at our B tier here and see what we want to go through. Who are we moving up, first of all? I think the most obvious one is Skylar. Skylar is going to be our next addition to the S tier. Skylar is the clear-cut strongest carry right now. Top win rate, top pick rate at a lot of ranks. Really impressive with the buffs that they gave her. Great mobility. We kind of knew this coming into this patch that they're giving her the reskin. They're putting a focus on her. They want people to play her, so they made her intentionally overpowered. I don't think she's like as broken as some of these other ones like Greystone, certainly, but she is the #1 carry right now. So we'll see how that changes in 1.6 based on the augments, but right now the clear-cut #1 carry. Incredible tank killer too, always has been. Another one that's got to step up, especially in the carry department, is going to be Sparrow. Sparrow actually boasting a higher win rate the majority of the time than Murdoch or Kira. I think because of that, and just to try to keep these carries a little bit more spread out, we'll actually drop Murdoch to the top of B tier. He is a very good tech-heavy, utility-heavy carry, but looking at Sparrow and Kira's win rate, it is significantly nicer. Sparrow getting played a lot as well, so it's a big match pool to pull from. She's got to be up here in contention for a top 4 carry slot, I think. Next up, we've got Iggy. No surprise, Iggy's incredibly powerful right now. I think maybe just below Gideon in a lot of games. Iggy got those buffs in 1.5.7 that were really unnecessary. He was already doing what Iggy's do, and now he just does it even better. More movement speed on the ult, more damage on the oil spill, shorter cooldowns on the turrets. Iggy already was strong, like I said, now has a more easier to use kit and a complete package. So just a great objective secure and lane presence mid laner. Next up, we've got Narb. Narb's got to slide up. I think we're going to keep him in B tier, but Narb's win rate in like the plat range where people are good with him and he's like his team is playing well around him is incredibly strong. I think I want to slide him up here. I'll sandwich him right between Decker and Zinx. Narb is he's been a long-time favorite of mine, but his win rate, I think he's #1 win rate hero in plat or something like that. He's just incredibly valuable to a team that are willing to play around him. Best healer in the game as far as healing your allies. So you can check out my healing spreadsheet that I put out recently and see that even healing himself, he comes out in a pretty good spot. So Narb's got to slide up for sure. And finally, Shinbi. Shinbi performing incredibly consistently right now in this meta. Great team fight potential, great split push potential, great survivability with her shield scaling. I think we like her right around here with Crunch as a very solid solo laner. Lacks CC for sure, which is why I do want to keep Crunch above her, but does what she does very well. Be interesting to see what kind of augments she gets. As far as moving down out of B tier, I don't think we want to move too much here. I think we want to move Argus actually out to kind of into this C tier range. Argus, you really don't see him much right now. If you're good with him, you can perform very well with him, both at mid and support, but just not a super consistent hero. Very low pick rate, low win rate at most ranks. You got to be able to hit the stun, and you got to be able to hit the ult. But if you can do that, he's in a good spot for sure. And then Sev, I really don't want to slide Sev into C tier. Sev is realistically too strong to actually slide down. I think with the heroes that have slid above him, I think this is kind of where we want him, towards the bottom of B tier. He's got incredible potential. You just have to get through that early game. Just watched Ego the other day go top everything on Sev. You cannot disrespect Sev's damage, and he is the tankiest hero in the game, late game, if he's got stacks online. So we're going to leave him near the bottom of B here. I hold a high opinion for Sev. I would put him up here with Ramp, but he does struggle win rate wise. So I think down here in the lower B is probably a little bit more fair. Let's move on to C tier. We do need to make some changes here. So we've seen a lot going on in this meta. Sereth. Sereth is absolutely crazy. Very high win rate hero right now at most ranks. If she gets ahead, she's pretty much unstoppable. Seen a lot of good builds on her recently, like that Ashbringer build with the constant resets. I want her definitely in the mid B range. I probably want her above Rampage. As far as what we've seen from her as her potential, a lot of times she is a worse Greystone, but if you're ahead, she's just near unkillable with Draconum, with those resets and everything. It's just absurd. So, gotta be up here, stronger than I gave her credit for, and winning more games more consistently than I gave her credit for. Kallari, I think we still kind of gotta leave down here. It is what it is. You have to have a really good Kallari game, or play Kallari well to get good value with her. Twin, though, I think we want to slide Twin up here to low B tier, probably on the caliber of Drongo in the majority of games. Performing better after his very slight buff. A lot of the items that you would like to build on Twin received buffs as well in 1.5.7, which really helped him out. So lower B tier. I think the carries, like I said, if the carries were the most balanced role before, they are even more exceptionally balanced now. Seems like all carries are in a pretty good spot. Whichever one you prefer, you can probably win games with pretty consistently. Grim. I'm actually going to jump Grim up here into the A tier. I'm not seeing Grim a whole lot, but if you go look at his Omeda City win rate statistics, he is statistically, percentage-wise, winning more games than about any other carry, nearly on par with like the Sparrow, Skylar, and even Kira level. I think he is a top 4 carry right now. I think it's because people are picking more tanks and building tankier on their teams, and Grim is able to get through that with his magical damage, would be my assumption. But he statistically is performing really well right now, on par with these upper tier carries, so we're going to have to slide him up here, right above Murdoch, basically in between Murdoch and Sparrow is where he ends up falling right there. I think another one that we have to jump into A tier is Muriel. Again, not a hero that I hold high expectations for realistically, but on a Omeda City win rate perspective, she has an incredible win rate. A lot of like the gold plat range, really high win rate support. I think the highest of the ranged supports as far as, Belica, Decker, Zinx, she is actually the highest win rate support at that role. The universal presence is very nice. The way that armor interacts with shields now in this meta makes it so that when you're picking these 2 tank teams, like you've got a Sev solo, and then you've got a Chimera jungle, or you've got a Gray solo, and you've got a, Boris in jungle who's building tanky, or whatever it may be, she's really able to keep them alive with that armor shield combo. And just the universal presence is super valuable right now, so high win rate, gotta go up to A tier for me. And then Finally, I want to talk about Terra. She has a surprisingly high win rate at a lot of ranks. I don't really know why that is. I get that she counters a lot of the CC in the meta. She can bully in lane if you're good with her. I have played her a couple times in the last couple days to try to figure out why does she have such a high win rate. Why is she winning games so consistently? We're going to slide her up into the bottom of B tier. I hope this is still on the screen in my recording. It's kind of right off the edge of the screen, but you can see where it is. That's Terra right there in B. I'll zoom out at the end and get the whole tier list in, but there's Terra for you. Too high of a win rate for me to ignore. In Plat, she was one of the top 5 win rate heroes right now, and I think in Gold she's kind of up there as well. So not going to slide her up exceptionally high, but we will put her at the bottom of B tier just to respect the win rate. And that's all I've got for C tier. I know you guys are staring at this Wraith in C tier and saying, why the heck isn't Wraith S tier? He's the best hero in the game. I get it, guys. Like I said at the beginning, you're talking about the lowest win rate hero in the game at every rank below the top 5% plus of players. So I just can't slide him up. I get it. But you can't convince me to slide up the lowest win rate hero just because the top 5% are banning him. He's insane. Like, I get it, man. Let's move on. Coming down here, same old story. We've got Rev. I've kind of got to leave him down here. Compared to most of the other carries, he's not going to be able to win the 1v1 if they are on equal items, equal gold, equal level. Rev's really not winning many of those 1v1s unless you're just not missing a single shot, which is a lot less forgiving than these other carries like Drongo Twin, where you can miss a shot or two and still win the fight potentially. So he's got to stay down here. Zarus, though, I think we're sliding Zarus up. I think he doesn't have the best win rate for sure. He's one of the lower end win rate heroes. Alongside Feng Mao, I think we maybe actually slide both of them above Argus, but I have played Zarus a couple times recently. He does feel very good. Really rough to play from behind, but if you get ahead, nearly unstoppable with those ult stacks. And then also Mori. Mori, I kind of gave a little bit disrespect to. I think she still is a noob stomping mid laner or hero in general at heart. If you're good, you should be able to beat a Morgash the majority of the time, but her kit is a little overtuned for what it does. The healing is kind of absurd. The damage is kind of balanced, but the healing is kind of absurd. So I think just because she's a little overtuned, and she can beat people that are okay, she's not just a only noob stomper. If you're good enough with her, you can definitely win games, so that's kind of the boom or bust counter pick one trick scenario. So I think we slide her up here. I actually think I'll slide her above Argus for sure, but maybe not too much higher than that. I think out of respect for Wraith, we should slide him up too, because even if you're not the best Wraith player, you should be able to beat a Mori if she's also not the best Mori player. And I think that, actually, I kind of want Wraith a little higher just for his potential. Yeah, I think that's good. These are really high skill cap heroes. If you're good with any of these heroes right here, or Mori kind of, or even Argus maybe, but especially these first 4 in C tier, you can for sure absolutely sweep games, but you're in the top 5% basically if you're good with these heroes. So, because at lower ranks, their win rates are not good at all. So that's what I've got for you. Here's the final tier list. I will zoom out a little bit and get it all on the screen, because I know that this Terra is kind of sticking off the screen here a little bit, but that's what I've got for you as far as my 1.5.7 tier list. Look forward to 1.6 coming June 10th. Check out, like I said, I'll link below, the 1.6 dev reveal stream. Should be up on both Twitch and YouTube by now. It was a good one. Hero augments look insane. Tiny Rampage, you know, Steel knocking people back, jumping super far. All the stuff that we got to see looks crazy. The infinite range Gideon rocks. It's going to be a wild patch. It's going to be incredibly unbalanced, but probably still fun. Look forward to 1.6 patch notes where we'll go through all those augmentations. Probably going to separate that into multiple videos, so I can do a video just on the augmentations, then a video just on balance changes. Plus, we've got the new hero coming. I'm not incredibly excited about her. We know she's going to be broken, overpowered. Looks like a more mobile, kind of Countess, Shinbi, Kalari type player, or type hero, so we'll see how that works out. Guarantee she's broken, right, for the first patch, because have they released a hero, I'm looking at you, Wukong, have they released a hero in the last 15 that wasn't broken on release? The answer is no. So she's going to be overpowered, but we'll see the kit fundamentals when they release her kit video. If that video is already out, I'll link that in the description as well, so check that out. And just thanks for stopping by, guys, and checking it out. Let me know your thoughts on the tier list. We moved some of these heroes around in this tier list based on you guys' feedback on the original 1.5 tier list video, and just keep looking forward to 1.6 and keep enjoying Pred, man. So keep having fun with us in the live streams. We've been having a lot of fun in the live streams, and also thanks to all the recent subscribers. We're getting close to 500 here, so we're going to stay after it. We're going to keep enjoying Pred. Hope you guys too. We will catch you in the next one. Thanks for stopping by.